Hello, viewer. I want to welcome you in this program, Counsellor's View. And today's discussion will be dealing with human adjustment. And with this wake of COVID-19, it has changed so many things in human life. And nobody has ever thought that these changes would have emerged. And I want to assure you, these people who have been affected by these changes, they have been having a lot of difficulties. And so some of these changes includes about social distancing, about washing of hands, sanitizing of hands, and even washing these hands for that second or so, and even staying at home, working at home, lockdown. This is real new changes, and these changes have never been experienced there before by anybody. And what we normally see, if you don't adjust to these new changes, then you have a problem. At the end of the day, you'll be running into critical situations, and finally, you may find yourself in a very awkward situation. And in our studio today, we have our guests. Welcome, my dear guests. And we want just to ask them to say hi. Reverend Phyllis, who is also a counselor, say hi to the viewer.
Hello, viewer. My name is Phyllis Wajira Kivira. I'm saved. I work in the ACK Diocese of Kirinyaga with orphans and vulnerable children in the diocese. I'm also a psychological counselor by profession, and I welcome you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Phyllis. I also ask Counsellor JB to say hi to the viewer.
Hi, viewer. My name is Reverend John Baptista Mwangi, JB Mwangi. I am a professional counselor. I have a counseling center at the Fathers. It's a counseling and rehabilitation center where we help a lot of people. We work with the other counselors, and we actually deal with the addictions and the family therapies. I also work in the Diocese of Kirinyaga as a priest, and I have a parish known as Kiamutugu ACK Parish. Thank you.
Thank you, Counsellor JB. Welcome. And in my immediate left, we have Counsellor Shelmith Giro. Say hi to the viewer.
Hello, viewer. My name is Shelmith Giro. I'm a social worker and a counselor working with the Children's Department in the ACK Diocese of Kirinyaga, working for the children and especially in rehabilitation part of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I am the host, Reverend Michael Gidinchi, serving as a parish priest in Kandangai Parish, and also I'm also the host of this program, Counsellor's View. So welcome our guests in this program, so that we may continue discussing about what I've just said. I had said about human adjustment. And with the COVID, this wake of COVID, really it has brought a lot of many challenges in our lives. Now, Reverend Phyllis, kindly, what is human adjustment?
Thank you very much, our host. I want to tell our viewer that human adjustment is changing from one thing to another in order to cope with the new situation or the surrounding environment. And a good example is a chameleon. Chameleon keeps on changing color. When it goes to green leaves, it turns green. When it goes to another place, if the place is yellow, the color changes to yellow. So, human beings are also supposed to adjust so that they may be able to adapt with the new situation that comes, and especially at this time of COVID-19, which has come with so many changes.
Thank you very much. So it is changing from one thing to another in order to cope with the surrounding, in order to cope with what is within your reach. So if you don't cope with the situation, then you'll be in total problem. I also understand that all animals also adjust to an environment so that they can cope. And a very good example, Counsellor Phyllis, I'm happy to hear that. Now, Reverend JB, you know, I'm used to call him JB. JB is short form for John Baptist Mwangi. Now, tell us, what are the areas? What are some of the areas that need human adjustment?
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Michael. When we talk about human adjustment, we are talking about a lifespan changes that are encountered. You know, when we talk about human adjustment, we have been adjusting, in fact, in one way or the other. And human adjustment is all over, and it is always. Even today you adjusted. Before you left your home to this place, that is adjustment. Weather changes, it is adjustment. And actually, even now, we are adjusting because of the things that are coming. There are many changes, especially this time of COVID-19. There is what we call lockdown. We never knew about lockdown before. We have never heard of it. We adjusted to lock ourselves at our homes. There is washing of hands. This is a new thing. There is wearing of mask. This is a different. Covering your mouth and covering your noses. These are new concept to us. But we have to adjust. In adjustment in life, there are three aspects. Either you adjust, or you maladjust, or you live in malignancy. And this is a truth. If you don't adjust, you are maladjusting. And that is a fact. If you don't adjust in this situation of coronavirus, then you maladjust. If you maladjust, then you are going to suffer the consequences of what we call the malignancy. And the malignancy is a life that will kill you because of stress and many other things. For example, when we were locked down, men were not used to be at home around 7. And it is a difficult situation for most of men. When you are watching TV with your children there, you are forced, like me, I was forced to watch Kumbagia. I think that was not familiar with me. And I was forced to adjust so that I can watch Kumbagia with the children. And I was forced to like it. Otherwise, you'll be left alone. You are going to be forced also to eat or to see your wife cooking and also to accompany her there. So these are the things, these are the areas. And in fact, in general, adjustment is a must for all of us in life. From childhood, we continue adjusting in human development. We continue adjusting in getting married, you adjust. Getting old, you adjust. Dying, you adjust. It is from birth to death. So adjustment is a lifelong kind of life system which must be adapted in every situation. Otherwise, adjusting is either you go, see, adjust, and continue with life. If you don't go, see, adjust, and continue with life, you are going to live in denial, and this is going to turn back to you. You live in depression, and you live in problems. Yes.
Thank you very much, my beloved viewer. You see, these are some of the areas that needs a really human adjustment, and we have had very interesting thing. If you don't adjust, then you will suffer from maladjustment and even malignancy, and then finally you even die because of failing to cope with the new style of life. And viewer, we are told that coronavirus is here to stay with us. So this way of style, wearing of mask, social distancing, living without hugging and kissing, because this has been the order of the day, right, with young ones. But now we have to learn to adjust so that we remain safe in our lives. I don't know whether Counsellor Smith, you can add up to anything that our fellow counsellors just mentioned, JB.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. Yeah, maybe I can add that if we are not well adjusted, like JB said, then we are maladjusted. I agree with him. because in fact in adjusting, it is moving from, like we were told by the Counsellor Phyllis, it is moving from this place to the next, or from what you are doing and which is not gaining anything to something else, because adjusting is really moving from the pressures of whatever is around us, the environment around us, the pressures that are pressurizing us. Those are what we are supposed to move from, and then go to the next, to a step whereby we will be well adjusted. So adjustment is really very important to human beings.
Thank you very much, viewer. This is human adjustment, and it's true. There's no way out. This is the only way to adjust. You know, with the week of COVID-19, which has brought a lot of many changes and challenges, then we have no other option other than coping, trying to adjust so that we may continue with life. We need to go for a short break, and then we'll be here in a short while to continue with our discussion. And when we come back, we will look at the importance of adjustment and also probably a statement or so of the same topic before we sum up. Once again, Reverend Michael, the host the program, and also the vicar of ACK Kiandangai Parish in the Diocese of Kirinyaga. Kindly, let's meet after a short break. Thank you very much.
Pillar TV, shaping your destiny.
Welcome again in our program today. We had gone for a short break, and now we are back to proceed with our discussion about human adjustment. Once again, I'm the program host, Reverend Michael Githinji, the vicar of Kiandangai Parish. And now, just before we went for the break, we were trying to understand what is human adjustment, and we also look at the areas that needs adjustment. And now we'll be looking at the importance of adjustment because we need to adjust so that we may continue to move with life. And now we want to ask our counselor, Selmith, just to point a few things that touches the importance of human adjustment.
Okay, thank you, Reverend Michael. In adjusting, we are saying that we are reacting to the demands and pressures of wherever we are or at the environment that we are. And maybe mostly, I want to mention first of all two things which are most important in the importance of human adjustment. One of the things is that we need to have good physical health in our adjustment, because when we are saying that we are adjusting, we saying we are adjusting, moving from one step to another, moving from one thing to something else. And in adjustment, we need to know that our physical health is very important. In physical health, I mean physically, how do we look? What are some of the things that may be affecting us if we are not adjusting? In physical health, let's say something like the hand, sometimes we get headaches, we get ulcers, we get indigestion, and all these things may be affecting our physical health. So when we adjust, the importance of adjusting is that our physical health will be okay. So when we adjust, our will physically be okay and will be fine. The other one is psychological comfort. The psychological comfort is that psychologically, when we adjust, we are fit or we are doing well psychologically. Because some of the things that affect us psychologically when we don't adjust are like the obsession disorder. In obsession is something that keeps on recurring something, an idea keeps on recurring, a bad idea, it recurs and it recurs, and it does not go away. So it keeps on affecting the human person or the person. So when we adjust, this thing will go away and we will be psychologically comfortable. Another one could be psychological compassion. The compassion, what we mean by compassion is doing the wrong things when you really know that they are wrong. So if you don't adjust in doing wrong things and to do what is right, you will be maladjusted, like how the Counsellor JP was saying. So in adjusting, it is very important because we will be psychologically set, psychologically fine, psychologically okay. So another thing that importance of adjustment brings is the social acceptance. Like now we are talking about the wearing of masks, we are saying about the social distancing in this COVID era, but you must be accepted socially. If you are not doing these things, if you are not wearing masks or you are not wearing them properly, you will not be accepted by the society. So in adjustment, it is good because, and it is important because it brings about the social acceptance. The other one, the other importance is that we become efficient in our work or in our activities. Because, for example, if we are doing things without planning, things, or we do back things without doing the priorities, you see, you have to adjust. If you don't adjust in such things, you will be maladjusted. So when we adjust, it is very important because it will help us in our work efficiency. We will work efficiently and well because we have adjusted. The other thing is that it will also help us to accept change. Like now we are being told by the Ministry of Health during this COVID era that we are getting to a time that we are going to be our own caretakers for those who are infected by this virus, or taking care of our family members, or taking care of our community. And in fact, this is a great change if we don't adjust to what we are used to. If we don't adjust that now, sometimes we go to the hospitals and care is taken there for everybody. If now we don't adjust, Reverend Michael, how will we be able to take care of our own? How will we be able to take care of ourselves at the community level, at the home care level, if we don't adjust? So adjustment is very, very important. Look at our families also. Another importance of adjustment is that it brings about forgiveness, even in the family, because in the family there are very many issues that are happening. We have talked about the domestic violence, we have talked about the drugs, we have talked about so many issues that are affecting our families, that are affecting our society, and are also affecting the nation at large, especially here at the drugs. And sometimes as parents, or as the caregivers of our children, or even the parents, or even the spouses, sometimes you get so annoyed when you find somebody is drunk, somebody has taken drugs, he's talking anyhow, he's not bringing home anything. So you get irritated and you get annoyed. But when you adjust to these things, you first understand why things are happening this way. Do I need to stay in my comfort zone? You adjust. So you are able to forgive these people, to forgive this person. And life becomes easier for us because life is very difficult at this time. So it is good and it is very important for people to adjust so that even psychologically we are not depressed. We get depression, we get we get anxiety, which brings about other diseases which can even affect us. And when we get anxious about things, we also get high blood pressures. So all these things are very, very important. It is really, really important to do an adjustment. Yourself, myself, and the rest, so that we can move on properly.
Thank you, Counsellor Selmi. Thank you very much for putting very clearly the significance of human adjustment. And you know, if we don't adjust, we are told that there are some repercussions, there will be some consequences that will affect the whole human life and also the way we learn things. But Reverend JB, you know, it's interesting, when we are talking about human adjustment, and you realize that now when you talk of social distancing, the young people have really a problem of social distancing. Even as we talk now with the COVID-19, they are hugging, they are kissing. You see them just in the street, hugging and hugging deeply, not just very lightly.
Yeah.
Now, what can you tell them? How can you convince them at a time like this with COVID-19 pandemic, so that they can adjust of social distancing?
Reverend Michael, the CS for health is saying it again and again. We must adjust to the new normal. And that is life. Life must be adjusted to the new normal, because the new normal is on the daily basis. The new normal is today is not like tomorrow. Tomorrow is not like the day after tomorrow. And actually, if you don't adjust to this new normal, you are going to perish alone. Tell these young men and women to keep on kissing. They will be finished by this COVID-19. If I thought they are not going to adjust in the new normal, you cannot actually survive. So, life adjustment is a compulsory, it is necessary, and it is very important tool in life. Because not unless you adjust, you are going to suffer. And I said before, you are going to suffer malignancy. And malignancy is suffering without aid. Okay. And you are going to die alone.
But again, Jaibi, like now a wife and a husband.
Yes.
And they are going out for their work and for their whatever.
Yes.
How are they observing the social distancing? They have to sleep together. They have to do things together. Probably they say the same bed.
Okay.
Do they need to social distance?
Reverend Michael, why are we being told about social distance? We are being told about social distance because you don't trust the person that you are meeting wherever you are going, in the supermarket, in a butchery, wherever you go, in the marketplace, you don't know who you are meeting. But if you are coming with your wife from the same house and you have been living together, then there is a room for not even social distancing, because you are not going to social distance even in bed. You cannot social distance in bed. So not unless now when social distance is coming, when you are meeting people who you are not sure of where they are coming from. These are new people, you don't know their status, and so you keep social distance, you put on a mask. You prevent yourself. This is adjusting to the new normal. You don't go hugging everybody that you meet on the road because you don't know their status. That is, the social distance is limiting us actually not to just go out doing things that we are not doing, that we were doing normally.
Thank you, Counsellor JB. This is very interesting. I have a problem with the young people, particularly because I've worked with young people for a long time.
Yeah.
When before I entered the ministry, I was working with the young people, and again when I joined the ministry, I continue working with them. And now, when we are talking of human adjustment, Reverend Phyllis, I have a problem with this with young people again. They have the mask here, but again, the way they are wearing them, they are just hanging them under their cheeks. Now, what can you tell them? Because now, are they adhering to this adjustment? Are they adhering to this kind of adjustment? Or they are joking around with adjustment or putting off the mask?
It is true what you are saying. Young people, sometimes they take things for granted. And you are the only one who can be able to help them. And one thing they lack, they also lack self-awareness. Because they have not realized the importance of wearing the mask, that it is not for the benefit of the other person, but for their own benefit. We have seen them wearing masks only when they meet with the policeman. And you wonder, does who benefits, the policeman or themselves?
Sure.
So they should be encouraged to put a mask so that they protect themselves from COVID-19, because it is not a respecter of anyone. And if they contract COVID-19 as a result of not protecting themselves with masks, they will take the problem to the whole family. And this is why we find the responsibility of the whole family having contacted the disease. So let us encourage the young people to wear masks, not because of policemen, but it is for their own benefit.
Thank you very much. Viewer, you realize that we have really have a problem with human adjustment, particularly this time of pandemic of coronavirus. But that is the only way that we need to go about human adjustment. But now,
Reverend Michael, before,
yes.
I want to put it this way.
Yeah.
There is no comfort in change in this world.
Yeah.
Even if I tell you now, right now, to wake up from that chair, I come and sit there, you feel uncomfortable.
Of course, I'm the host.
You will not feel comfortable. So actually, it is important to tell these people, whether you like it or not, you must adjust to these changes that are coming. Because for survival, we cannot deny that we are not just. If at all we are going to survive, we must adjust with life and the changes that are coming. It is very important, paramount important, to adjust and to adapt the changes that you are. Failure to that, we are going to suffer the consequences.
Thank you very much, Councillor JP and other guests. We are so amused about your presentation, even the way you are responding our questions about human adjustment. You know, viewer, what we are being told that human adjustment is difficult. It's not something easy. And let it be known to you, viewer, it is a difficult thing. But again, we need to adapt it because that is the only way out. And even the children that are at home, they are used to staying home for only 1 month or basically 2 months if they go to an extension. But now they are going over and above over 6 months. We don't know whether they will be coming back, going back to school September. It may prolong. And now, for them to adjust to that prolonged holiday, it is really a problem. It's a difficult thing. But viewer, this is the only way. We need to adjust so that we may cope with life. We continue to enjoy life and embrace this adjustment. Once again, this is Counsellor's View, and today we were presenting about human adjustment, and I know we will continue discussing about it because it is really a very large area that we need to cover as human beings to understand. So this is again the Counsellor's View program host, Reverend Michael Gidinchi, the Vicar of Kiandangai Parish in the Diocese of Kirinyaga. We meet next time, the same time, in our program Counsellor's View to continue digesting more issues concerning the human life. Stay at home, wash your hands, and keep social distance, and kindly put on your mask. Thank you and bye.